I'm Trent. This is my lovely wife, Lauren.
Hi.
And here's our story. I'll let Lauren go ahead and tell it because she does a little better job than me.
Well, April of 2000, I told my big brother Chance that I kind of sort of had a crush on one of his friends. And he finally got it out of me, who, and I said, Trent. And he goes, Trent Bowler? I was like, yes. And he pretty much laughed for a good 5 minutes or so. And then he kind of mellowed out, and I told him that I really, really wanted him to take me to the D-Day dance. And so a few days later, I was hanging out with some of my girlfriends up on the hill behind the high school in front of Mr. Gus' class, and all of a sudden this cute cowboy came walking up the hill, and butterflies started in my stomach, and I told my girlfriends, oh my gosh, he's coming, and I was like seriously so nervous. And so finally Trent walked up there, and I kind of played dumb, and he's like, so your brother told me you really wanted to go, but I'm going to be going to a rodeo, so I'll be back that night if you really want to go. And I kind of looked at him and was like, go where? And so he's like, to the dance. And I said, okay. And so we made plans, and from that point on we pretty much dated on and off for a good 4 years.
Yeah.
And then after that, Trent kind of got busy with rodeo, and we kind of just started separating kind of our own ways for a while, you know. His goal and enjoyment was rodeo and stuff, and I started hanging out with girlfriends and all that kind of stuff, and eventually I got married and had 3 awesome kids, and
I went on rodeoing a little bit, and I had a boy and everything. I never married. And one day, I mean, I always loved Lauren. I always, you know, I dated on and off. I always wish I could ever get back with her, but I figured she was kind of long gone. And one day I was out hunting sheds out on the Arizona Strip, and it was Super Bowl Sunday, not this last Super Bowl, but a year ago. And I came back to my buddy's house, and I was showering up and getting ready to watch the Super Bowl and have some fun. And I got a text message from a number I really didn't know. And I texted back, who is this? And they kept giving me all these little hints and clues, and I couldn't figure it out who it was until it ended up being Lauren, of course, but she wrote the song November Rain by Guns N' Roses. Then I knew who it was exactly. And so one thing led to another. We started dating again, and we ended up getting married in Lake Tahoe. Kind of a funny story there, because we were dating and we ended up going to Lake Tahoe to watch her mom in a competition. And my mom said to me right before we left that we should get married while we was there. And I didn't say nothing to Lauren. I just kind of let it go until we were probably a good hour and a half away from Tahoe. And I mentioned it to her, Reno, whatever. Anyway, so I mentioned it to her, and she said, would you? And I said, yeah, I would you? And she said yes. And so we were at the, I don't know, what was it, the competition, not the competition, but the trial, or the,
my mom's
anyway, yeah,
so we were up there for her.
So we're like there for the, I don't know what you want to call it, the
competition.
Yeah. And I asked her dad if it was okay if I married her.
They didn't know that we were talking about actually doing it up there.
Yeah, and he just kind of said, oh, I hope you know what you're in for. And I said, well, I hope so too. And he says, it's fine with me. And so we end up hustling everything together that next morning, and end up getting married the next morning.
Sunday morning.
Yeah, in Lake Tahoe, and it was pretty cool.
It was awesome.
And
a lot of fun. So we've been married for almost 9 months now, and we have 4 awesome kids, and we're happy.
Yeah,
and we got to I got to live my what if, and I'm happy.
Hi, I'm Casey.
I'm Cameron.
and this is our story. So on September 9th, it was a Sunday, I went and got in line here at Dixie State. Elder Holland was coming here to speak for a fireside, and I was waiting in line, and right before the doors opened, there was this nerdy little student studying on his laptop, and I was with my sister and her husband, and so we asked him what he was studying, and he told us it was for a class, and we just kind of talked a little bit, small talk, and then they opened the doors, and so we rushed in to get good seats because we'd been waiting for hours, and we were just sitting there talking to our friends, and I'll let you take over.
Anyways, like Casey said, we talked outside the arena, and I thought that Casey was very pretty and wanted to get to know her. So I called over her sister and asked her if she had a boyfriend or if she was married. Just wanted to know her status, you know, because we weren't friends on Facebook yet. And so I gave her a note, had my name and number on it, and then after the fireside,
the note really said, "Hi, my name's Cameron Kester. I served a mission in Chile. I know the church is true, and you're a beautiful daughter of God, and I'd love to get to know you," and then put his phone number at the bottom.
That is true. That is true. I did put that. I couldn't remember word for word, but she did. So anyways, after that, I was actually coming back down here to St. George with my family to visit my grandparents, and me and Casey went on a date, and it ended well. And we kept in contact after that, and I went back up north where I live, and I told all my roommates that I met this girl, and she's very nice, very pretty.
So a couple days before we met, I was set up on a blind date by a friend in my class, and the boy's name was Casey, and so we had gone to the rodeo a couple days before Cameron and I met for the first time. And the date went really well, and we decided that we'd hang out again when I'd go up to Provo in a couple weeks, and then I met Cameron. So I'd made plans with both of them while I was going to be up in Provo. And then Cameron went home after Elder Holland's fireside and told all his roommates that he met me. And what did your roommate say?
And then I told him, I said, "Hey, I met this pretty girl named Casey. She goes down in Dixie. She's in some program down there." And then my roommate finished the sentence for me. He said, "The dental hygiene program, right?" I said, "Yeah, that's it. That's the one." He said, I actually got set up on a blind date with her." So we both figured out that we both, not even planned, went out with this girl. We both met this girl and went out with her.
And so a couple weeks later, I went up to Provo, and I still had no idea that they even knew each other. I thought I was being pretty sneaky, setting up 2 different dates while I was up there. So a day before, the girl that set me up with Casey, his roommate, came up to me and said, "I need to tell you something. Cameron and Casey are roommates." And so I decided to call both of them, and Casey admitted to it, and I called Cameron, and he denied it for probably 20 minutes, telling me he had no idea what I was talking about. And then he finally came clean and told me, so I told him, "I'm still going on dates with both of you." And then that weekend they made me decide, because they didn't like the fact that I was dating both of them. Kind of made it a little awkward, so.
Right. So it was a competition.
And Cameron won.
I won. Me and my other roommate, Casey, were still great friends. We didn't hold it against each other, so it's all good in that aspect. And me and the other Casey are doing well as well.
So it's been almost 8 months and still going strong. Cameron's still up in Provo, and I'm still in St. George. I just graduated today, and I'm gonna move up to Utah County, and Cameron's getting ready to go sell for the summer and see what happens. It's been great ever since.
Hi, my name is Shantae.
Hey, my name is Arnaldo Anaya. For all you that know me, you can call me Arnie.
We just wanted to tell you our story of how we met. We were at a school function, and I was with my friend. I spotted this handsome guy from across the room. His dimple is what really caught my eye. He flashed a smile in my direction, and I told my friend, "I gotta know who he is." And she's like, "Well, you're in luck. I actually know him." So she introduced me.
Yeah, we talked for a little bit and exchanged phone numbers. And I gotta say, you know, it was pretty easy. She was like throwing her phone number at me. I like that, you know, usually you have to work for it. And she, after that first initial contact we made, I definitely had to work for it, you know. she says it went off like a week before I contacted her, but in my recollection and remembering things, I think that same night when I got home, I was like, I can't go a day without talking to her. I texted her and I said, hey, you want to go on a date tomorrow? And it happened. She said yeah, and I think we've been hanging out every single day, going on dates since.
Yeah, and our first date, we found out something pretty cool. I was born in Salem, Oregon, so was he, 3 weeks apart. And his family moved here when he was about 5 or 6. I moved here to go to college, and I call it fate that we just wound up here in St. George, Utah, both being from Salem, Oregon, being the hopeless romantic that I am.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know how it happened. Three weeks apart, living in maybe 30 minutes away from each other, and our families never met. I mean, I guess Salem's probably a big city. I don't really remember much about it. Maybe I did meet her and I don't remember her, but I definitely am grateful and very blessed to have met her out here, and I'm glad she came out, you know, to Dixie, and our paths crossed.
And I graduate tomorrow. He is a graduate of Dixie State University. So what better opportunity for a graduation gift than a diamond from McArthur Jewelers? We hope you like us on Facebook and give us a shot at this.
Yeah, right now we're in the works of possibly getting to meet the parents. I've never met her parents, and actually they came into town today, and I'm trying to hold off as much as I can. I think tomorrow I'm gonna meet them. Just getting myself ready for that, and next week for her graduation gift, we're going to Mexico. That is where my mom is currently living. She hasn't met her yet, and from what I've talked to my mom, she really likes her, so she's gonna be welcomed with open arms. So crossing my fingers there.
We're excited to see where our path continues, and hope it ends in a diamond.
Celebrate people, love, and life.